Well, good morning, gentlemen. Great to be here today.
Good morning, Clinton.
Well, for everybody that's watching, we're back here at Silver Spurs in Arizona, and we're giving everybody an update from Michael Miola and Brett Stone about what Titan's up to, Epic Titan, and all the other stallions for that matter at the Silver Spurs Stallion Station. So, Michael, it's been probably, at least, maybe 3 to almost 4 years now since you purchased Titan from me.
Yes.
And it's been a hell of a journey. I've been following along closely myself. I know, especially lately, I've been having a lot of people on social media reach out to us. Where's Titan? What's he up to? What are his babies doing? So I thought this would be a good chance. I'm out here filming some horse training in Arizona, so I wanted to stop by and chat with you guys about what he's up to and what his babies are doing and where's the next chapter of Silver Spurs.
Well, thank you so much for coming, and I'm glad everybody's very interested in Titan because we're very excited about Titan.
Good.
You know, when we purchased Titan from you, we had the mission to try to get him to be bred solely by reining enthusiasts.
Yes.
Or reining trainers. So now, here it is 4 years later, so those first foal crops are just starting to
Yes.
get into the show pen.
Yes.
And
Now, are they 3-year-olds this year?
They're the
Or 4-year-olds?
The best ones that he's had are this year.
3-year-olds.
And then next year.
Yes,
you
because
know.
that first year I bred him and had a very limited crop.
They
You know what I
did,
mean?
yes.
And he was
They
mainly
did.
just bred to fans of mine and
I think
stuff
there
like
were
that.
8
Yes.
maybe that showed
So
or
this is the first year that he was really bred to reining horses.
Right.
And that a 3-year-old this year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
Awesome.
we're excited about it.
Oh yeah, it's the first crack at the main show.
Well, you know, in his first crop at the fraternity in the yearling sale, I mean, he had never even had one hit the show pen.
Yeah.
And you know, it was the high-selling horse.
What did it sell for?
150,000.
That's awesome.
And then he had 2 others sell for over 100, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Pretty
Yep.
sure.
Very
You know?
good then. So on average, how many mares have Titan been breeding a year on average? You know, some years it might be a little less, a little.
I would say about 150.
150. That's
Yeah.
great. That's really good.
Yeah, it's a
numbers.
nice sized crop.
Yes.
Not overly large, but good enough
Yes.
to make sure that he's getting a good representation.
Yes, that's awesome. Have you figured out yet, and it may be too early, what mares cross best on him? Hotter mares, colder mares, you know what bigger
yes.
mares, smaller mares? You know, every stallion typically has a little bit of a style of mare that suits him better. Have you figured that out just yet, or it's too early to say?
Well, for me, it's too early
Yeah,
to
I
say.
think
Brett
so.
might have a different opinion.
No, I think this year is going to start telling us about the mares.
Yeah.
You know, because he's got some really good ones showing at the fraternity this year,
Yep.
and next year too. For me, I think he's going to cross on. You know, freaks are made from when we think it should be this way.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
other way.
Yeah. The word I hear on the street is how big they stop. They are naturally big stopping animals, and you need that. in
And
the
he
reining.
was.
And he was too.
You
So it's
know?
not a surprise, but that's the comment I keep hearing from the trainers.
Well, you know, in the conformation, you can go out in the pasture out there. I have some of the best horsemen and you know, horse buyers in the industry go out there, and you can walk through the pasture and Titan, they stop, and he stops you, and it's horse after horse after horse after horse. Every one of his babies, you can walk out and go, it's a Titan, it's a Titan,
Yeah.
it's a Titan, it's a Titan. Whether they have color or whether
I was
they
just
don't.
going to ask that. How much color has he really produced? For as loud as he was, has he produced as loud? What you know, just general.
And in a beautiful way, actually, you know, because they're
So he
they're-
does produce a lot of white
A
on him.
lot of white,
Right.
a lot of white, and yet, you know, maybe something where it's going to be just a solid
Yeah.
sorrel, you know,
Yeah.
but with a little spot on the forehead. But it's the body and the neck and the throat latch, because he has the best throat latch. You know, that Mary was out of, you know, I look at him and I go, he's actually the picture of the perfect quarter horse. And we bred away from that
Yes.
lately. And so he takes us back to that. And that's what catches all the horsemen is that, you know, that he throws what the foundation was supposed to be.
So when somebody's trying to buy Titan babies, is the Arizona ranch the best place to see them, or Oklahoma?
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Oklahoma is the best place to see the
Well,
babies.
it's actually the only place to see
Oh,
them
it is. Okay, I didn't
because-
know. See, again, we're doing a little update. You know,
Yeah.
4 years ago, people were still coming here to purchase horses.
You know, what we've done over the years is this. Once the babies that we breed here, we breed both in Oklahoma and here in Arizona. And we put about 150 babies on the ground each year. Those that are born here, as soon as they're weaned from their mothers, we send them right over to Oklahoma because one pasture in Oklahoma is the size of this whole ranch.
Yes, yes.
And they get the opportunity to run and grow like you've never seen.
Yeah.
They look fabulous. So all of the babies are sold out of Oklahoma.
Okay, well, that's a good little update. So basically, they go to Silver Spurs in Oklahoma.
Yep.
Yeah, and we have some born here, but I tell everybody anymore, you know, I really don't sell them out of here.
Yeah.
I don't want you I don't even want you to look at them until
Yeah.
they get there,
Yeah.
because in 3 months they look different.
Yes, absolutely.
You know,
yes.
so
Yes. And who is, where exactly, for people that are asking, is the ranch in Oklahoma? What town? What
It's in a little town called Purcell.
Purcell. Okay.
It's about 40 minutes south of Oklahoma City on 35.
yeah.
Okay. So people can
Yeah.
fly in easily to Oklahoma City, get a rental car, drive 45 minutes, you're
Yeah,
there.
that's one of the nice things about our Oklahoma facility is when people come in to buy horses, we're usually the first stop because we're so close.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So what about any other updates on any of the other stallions you've got going on in the last 4 years? Any other news that you want to share with people? And I know I've heard a whisper that you have a pretty awesome incentive program going on.
That is one of the my more proudest achievements in the industry.
Tell us about that, Michael.
We call it our $1 Million Challenge. And for the NRHA Futurity, the NRHA Derby, and several European futurities, we match the winning pot. So if you win the NRHA Futurity in Oklahoma City this year on a horse sired by one of our stallions, any one of them, even the juniors, I'm going to match that $350,000.
That's
And
awesome.
I'll have a life-changing moment for someone. Imagine winning $700,000 in one event
That's
in the
awesome.
sport of reining.
Yeah.
Unheard of.
That's
And
awesome. When did you release that incentive?
this is the first year we have it going on, and it started at the Derby. We paid out a little over $75,000
Yep.
matching in the Derby, and just today, this morning,
Yeah.
unbelievable. Brett,
Anna
Anna's name.
Zihatbauer from Austria won on a mare we bred by Sparkling Vintage and out of Custom Nifty.
Yes.
Nick
And where did she win that class at? Where was that?
At the Italian Futurity, but she also won the Austrian Futurity, both go-arounds. And then she won the German Futurity, both goes, and then she won the Italian Futurity, both goes, of the non-pro.
Yeah, of the non.
But she swept it, I mean, levels 4.
Yes.
You know, and we thought that mare was that way, and we sold her in the sale. You know, she bought it, came over from Austria and bought her in the sale 2 years ago.
So basically, you're really rewarding the people that breed to your studs.
Yeah.
You're not just taking care of them with the breeding and getting a foal on the ground. You're backing it up with you spend your money with me, I'm going to spend it back with you.
Exactly.
Because
And a
you
lot
know,
of people don't do that.
There was a German Futurity was won by a Iceman,
Yes.
SG Frozen Enterprise, and that paid out over there, and that was the Futurity, the Open Futurity.
Yeah.
And I don't know, you know, it's been a great. Everybody's excited about it.
Yeah. So the NRHA Futurity now, just to catch me up, is paying $350,000 to the winner now.
Right.
That's great.
And you got to remember on that incentive, what's great about it is we breed them here, and other people breed, but we sell one as a weanling.
Yes.
That incentive goes with it its lifetime.
Even if they didn't breed it,
Yeah,
they
they
just buy
breed
it
it
from
or
you as a
whatever, they buy
weanling,
it. If
yearling,
it's-
2-year-old. Yeah.
They don't even have to be any part of a breeder. Just ride one, buy it by chance and
Yeah.
get it, and they're part of that incentive without paying any money in.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you know, I think it's unheard of in the industry.
That's
and it's, You know, it makes
And
it.
it's not just the Open. First of all, it's all levels of the Open, right through youth, and all levels of the non-pro, right through
Yeah.
youth.
And all the prime time
Prime time,
and the rookie, all
all
any
of
of
it.
the levels.
Every class in the Futurity
Yeah.
will match it.
You're going to get real busy here, I can tell. Your breedings are going to go up a lot because that's a hell of an incentive. So talk to me a little bit about some of the other stallions, any particular news that's going on with any of the other stallions, what's going on in the breeding barn, because you have a lot of different stallions, you know, and initially this is about Epic Titan, but is there any other particular stallions that you want to talk about that's going on?
Well, you know, all of our stallions, they kind of go through waves where they're very popular, and then something else comes along and they all jump to that stallion and forget about some of my guys. But you know, fortunately, you just can't keep a good stallion down, and eventually
And they keep coming back.
They come back.
Yes.
But the stallions that, in addition to Titan, that we're very excited about because now that we've seen some of their babies, well, Iceman and Voodoo.
They've been
But you
popular
know,
for a
the,
long time.
popular.
the funny thing about it is that when when Michael was just saying that, I was sitting there thinking, yeah, because I talk to people and I go, oh yeah, you know, it's Mobster, it's HF Mobster and Paleface.
Yep.
You know, and you know, Voodoo. But you go down the list. I mean, Spook's Got a Gun and Sparkling Vintage, and one horse 1 year is hot.
Yes.
And then the next year it's the next one. You know, so go ahead, because that's kind of what made me think of that.
That's what I was driving at, and you know, and eventually we see all of them come to the top. But one thing that I do, I want everyone to be able to take advantage of our $1 Million Challenge, and I'm offering $2 million sires like Einstein's Revolution for like $500.
Yeah, yeah.
Just get in there,
Yeah.
breed to them, and win this money.
Yeah.
I want to give it back.
And there's no excuse now for people but saying, hey, you know, and again, the horse market in the last 4 years has very much exploded financially. Since COVID, horses have pretty much doubled in the last 4 years, prices of horses. So a lot of your quote unquote hobbyist breeders, backyard breeders, breeders that maybe don't have deep pockets, there's a place for them to play.
Yeah.
And your incentive, they have every right to breed to your junior size or even size that you've put these discounts on, that they can still win the same amount of money as Epic Titan or any of them.
Exactly. Don't equate a low breeding fee with low quality.
Yes.
Not with a Silver Spurs Stallion.
Yes, I agree with that. 100%. I agree with that.
You know, because, you know, like Einstein's Revolution, at the time, there was a time where he was the peak.
Yeah.
And it's like tomorrow, this fraternity could change and a baby his could win the fraternity.
And everybody
you know?
will be back on.
And everybody will be back on. And that's typically what happens with a horse that gets older, right?
Kind of
And,
reminds me of
you know?
watching like 6-year-olds play soccer. They all follow the ball like a swarm of bees.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like one kid kicks the ball and 15 kids run over there and then 15 kids here. It's almost like the breeding deal is that whatever horse wins, everybody runs over
Everybody
there.
runs there.
And then next year this one wins,
Yeah.
everybody runs over there. It kind of reminds me of that a little bit. You know?
It does.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
does.
yeah.
And that's why it's hard to get. We're blessed to have the
So
horses
many
he's
of
put
them,
together,
yes.
that and Michelle and him have put together, because it's literally when you walk through the barn, it's like the history of the NRHA in memory,
Yeah.
because you can go back to remember their time and fame in the industry, you know. And even now, the young ones coming up. One I personally love a lot is Chick Dreamin' and Little Rough Magnum.
Yes.
And I think both those horses, they're babies in that, with, you know, the to take over that lineage. They both have a shot to be, you know, to really
Legitimate
be top of
size,
the
yeah.
industry. Yeah.
Michael, you and your wife, Michelle, take the breeding very seriously, like hands-on, do a lot yourself, really take a personal pride in it. Has anything changed much in the breeding industry as far as technology with the frozen semen, shipped semen? Anything changed much in the last 4 years technology-wise that you want to talk about?
Well, technology-wise, yes.
Because you guys are always got the latest and greatest stuff
Yeah.
to make sure people's mares get bred as quickly as possible.
We found that, you know, the extenders that the manufacturers are making are much better than when we first started 20 years ago. But we're very proud of the fact that we have one of the most sophisticated ICSI labs in the country. We developed that using technology, the same technology that doctors use in vitro fertilization for human beings. It's the exact same equipment that we bought. My vets were trained actually in human in vitro in order to do equine in vitro. So we're offering that to the public now. This will be our first year, and we're very excited about it. And if you're breeding ICSI breeding to one of our stallions, we give you an extra 10% off on the ICSI fees, and we're not trying to make money on
Yeah,
ICSI.
it's a
That's
service.
important to note.
It is a
We're just
service,
trying to recover our costs and allow our breeders to be able. Now we'll do ICSI on any stallion, any mare. We're not just limiting it to our stallions, but if you use our stallions, we'll make sure you get the best deal and absolutely
Do you
possible.
think the ICSI industry is going to take over from the traditional embryo transfer that we did for the last 25, 30 years? Do you think ICSI's going to wipe out just a normal embryo transfer or not
No.
really? You think there's room for both?
There's plenty of room for both, and I think that the only time people should contemplate ICSI is when you have a stallion that is deceased, when you have a stallion that does not generate a lot of semen, that sort of thing. But other than that, go embryo transfer all the way.
I mean, it's your percentages still better.
Yeah.
And it's a hell of a lot more economical.
Okay, that's it.
Better on the
people-
mare.
People think that you're going to shoot that sperm cell into that egg, and you're going to get a baby.
Yeah, it's not that easy.
Not that easy.
Yeah, yeah.
1 out of 8, maybe. On a good day. So stick with the embryo transfers unless you have an absolute reason to go ICSI.
Yeah, very good.
And pretty soon, I mean, if you really think about it, and if you went ICSI on everything and just shrunk the pool down, pretty soon they're all going to be so close.
Yeah.
You're going to have 10 full brothers the same year or something
Yeah,
like that,
yeah,
and we can space them out each year, but still we're just shrinking it. And that's where Iceman, even when we brought him from Europe, that was like, you can breed that son of a gun to every
anything.
single mare in the United States,
And
other
never
than
have
his
a problem.
baby.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
And that was the problem, is the genetic pool was shrinking. And
Yeah.
that's the reason why, one of the big reasons why he was very successful. Yeah. Obviously, if a hell
And
of a show
even
horse.
some of the other ones that we have here, are further, like, Sparkling Vintage is pretty, you can breed him to a lot too.
Yeah.
And Voodoo to a lot too.
Well,
So,
Voodoo's done very well in the cow horse industry as
Yeah.
well. There's a lot of them do well in the cow horse industry, and I hear their name quite a bit as well. Yeah. Okay, then. Well, thank you, gentlemen. Michael, Brett, before we finish up, is there anything else you want to tell the audience that's exciting news, or we've kind of covered it?
I just want to thank you for letting us be part of Titan.
Well,
I mean,
been my
right off the
pleasure.
bat, myself.
I'm glad he came here because I see the care that you give him. I see what you do with him. I see the advertising. There's no better place for that horse to be. He was meant to be at a place like this.
Well,
He's a really cool individual.
He's so
He's
cool.
my once of a lifetime kind of horse. Like Boomernick might have been that for you. You know what I mean? That horse was kind of once in a lifetime kind of horse for me.
For sure.
You know what I mean? It's just they don't come along, and I'm glad I got to be a part of it, and I'm glad to see success.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's for sure.
He's a happy horse too.
Yeah, he is a happy horse. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much. I have the highest respect for what you're doing. The industry's buzzing. I really appreciate, Michael, how you're investing back in the industry. You're not just taking out of it. You're investing your money back. You're putting your money where your mouth is, and you're very much supporting the breeders. Over the years, a lot of stallion owners take,
Yeah.
and they don't give much back. You are giving a lot back. You always have, but you're especially doing it with this incentive program. So when people are thinking about what stallions to breed to, please have a look at the roster at Silver Spurs, because spend money with people that spend money with you. That's my theory.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, thank you,
sir.
gentlemen. I sure appreciate
God
you,
bless,
Michael.
man. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Mike.